Hey everybody, it's your good buddy 650 Eve here. Welcome to another episode of the New Bike Build Series. If you don't know, this is where we're taking a 2018 BMW S1000RR Premium Edition that I purchased from my good friends at Sills BMW. We're going to add some amazing custom parts to the motorcycle, and then at the end of the build series, we make this motorcycle available for everyone viewing this video. And in today's episode, Zach is going to install a Rizoma blue brake reservoir, some rear sets, and maybe a few other parts to this motorcycle, because you know what? This is all wrapping up very soon, and we're at the point where this bike is going to find a new home. But for right now, we're going to go in and see what our good buddy Zach's up to. It's almost that time of year we can keep that door open for some added light. Right. What's up, man?
Sun is shining out there?
Yeah.
That's rare.
Yeah, tell me about it, especially for spring in filthy Cleveland.
Out, some parts here for our TWM Rear Sets. They're fully adjustable.
Ooh, beautiful.
Just checking them out on the Moto Million website there.
Okay.
Where Manny was so nice to hook us up with these. Looks like they're made from the same company, or the same family from Marchesini. That's who makes all the wheels for the body and other aftermarket wheel designs. Just looking to see what we got here. Got a peg and lots of holes you can put it in. It's always nice. You can adjust the bike just the way you want it. This looks like a shifter here. Are these steel guards? Yep. Oh, those are nice.
Yeah, those are nice.
It's all machined. It seems like it's all CNC machined out of aluminum and then anodized. And along with it, we have the Pro Tie mount kit. So we're going to have the nice blue fasteners, forged titanium. And then to offset all that, we'll have the carbon fiber frame protectors too.
Wow.
That we'll put on right before we're ready to do final assembly. Well, let's get this puzzle started, I guess.
Okay.
We'll take the old ones off the bike and take the rear master cylinder off and disconnect this brake pedal. We'll start on this side since we're over here. This part here just kind of gets clumsy. You're holding 3 or 4 parts all at the same time.
Right, waiting for something to fall off.
Yeah, don't feel bad if you wind up dropping. It's bound to happen. As long as you don't scratch the front.
Yep, there we go. Just a spring.
Pull this heel guard off. And we are disconnected. So this side's a lot simpler due to the fact that this doesn't have a brake lever or anything attached to it, so we just have to unbolt it from the frame. The rear set does come with a different shifter, so we will unbolt that also. So just the 2 bolts again. And that one's off. See, that was a lot easier. We'll disconnect the shift rod from the shifter first and then pull the shifter itself. And as you can see from the factory, BMW had it nice and easy setup. We're currently in the street pattern, 1 down, 5 up.
Yes.
If you just switch the rod over to here, it switches you to the GP shift style that a lot of people like to use on the racetrack because it's easier to upshift while you're leaning over, because you'll push down to upshift then. Grab our blue Loctite, because as it said in the instructions before there, that piece of paper, Loctite everything.
Okay.
We have the titanium fasteners. These bigger ones are going to hold the rear set to the frame, and that's the ones that came with the anti-seize paste. So even though they have Loctite on, we have to put the anti-seize paste also so that it doesn't weld itself to the rear set, I guess they're worried about. We'll just put a little bit on the end of each one. Started by hand. I think this is the same Torx 40, yep. Wow, look how nice that bolt fits right in the cutout of the frame.
Gorgeous.
It's almost exact.
The tire has got to go from wherever you're going to the, so you get a decent limit.
Definitely close to the limit on that fast.
Where your points are that you were tying down.
You just grab a rag and wipe up that. What's nice about the setups like these, you have I mean, you only have a certain number of holes to pick from, but you can rotate this peg however you'd want it.
Yeah.
If you want it more forward, if you want it straight up and down.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna go just a hair.
Almost infinitely adjustable.
Yeah.
Did those blue bolts come with this kit, or was that Manny's idea to send
No,
those
it was
to us?
his idea.
Great idea, Manny.
Yeah.
Jeez, man. That guy's a visionary. Manny is from Moto Million, if you guys don't know. He's an awesome guy. Channel sponsor. Sends us all these parts. You know, sometimes he asks me, hey, Ebe, what do you want me to send you? And I'm like, you know, Manny, use your discretion. And this time I think he hit it out of the park. This looks really good.
So those bolts had a max spec of 15.
Yep.
They don't need to be that tight to hold the heel guard on. We'll put them at 10.
Okay.
Nice. So wound up actually flipping this plate and installing it behind the master cylinder so it winds up straighter in line with how our spring is going to connect to the brake pedal. So I'm just going to go ahead and snug this up, but it really had to flip it 180 from how we had it before and switch it to behind the master cylinder before I had it on the other side, and that's how it was stock. But looks like this is how it's going to work best with this setup.
Okay.
So we're going to roll with that. Nice and snugged up. Nice and snugged up. Seems to return well. We can grab a rear stand and make sure that the brake still works as it should. Doesn't seem like doesn't take too much pressure to apply the brakes. If it winds up feeling off, we can adjust when the brakes engage.
Okay.
There needs to be this little bit of play, which is good, but then it definitely engages. So you definitely have rear brake. That's a good thing.
Yes.
Okay. Get our rag out of the way so we can see what we got going on. Looks good.
Yeah.
Adjustable.
Yeah.
I always like the foot pegs when they're solid mounted too. I just feel like you have that much more control over the bike, don't you?
Yes.
Going from the ones that have a spring in them.
Yep. Yep.
Although I do like to sit at a traffic light.
Inflict that, yeah.
And when you're backing your bike up, you always run the back of your leg into these.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad if you have leathers on, but
Yeah.
it sucks in regular pants. Next, we're going to put in our TWM Lever Guards from Moto Million.
Yep.
These lever guards are sweet because it comes with 2 bar end weights, so they're going to match. And they adapt to the BMW stock clip-ons very well with these adapters.
Okay.
A lot of times, even the ones on your HP4, we had to drill them out, and then there's just a rubber piece that gets squished and they spin. This is actually one of the nicest setups I've seen for mounting bar ends. They don't have much weight to them, which the weight in this bar end helps get rid of some vibration sometimes.
Sure.
So you do have that as a downside, but other times it's good enough for what it is. So let's go ahead and pop these on. Nice simple job. You need a big torque socket to get the stock ones off. They just spin out. So then you take your adapter piece and a flathead screwdriver, and it's got the big threads. It just screws on in until it's about flush. Snugs up. On our actual bar end weight fastener, we'll put a little bit of our favorite blue Loctite so it doesn't vibrate out, because it is a high vibration point. This side just gets the bar end weight. Screw it on in. Never would have guessed at the beginning we were creating such a blue bike.
Right. It just sort of happened, you know?
It just happened, but it's
More blue stuff just start trickling in.
it's working out.
Yeah. I'd say so.
Now we have to assemble the lever guard itself. This piece is just going to clamp on around there. This piece comes out. And in a racing situation, this just keeps someone from accidentally hitting your front brake lever at the start or in the first corner, which would then lock up your front wheel, cause you to tuck it and tumble down. I want to make sure that it's not interfering with anything.
Okay.
So there should definitely be space. And that's that.
Easy as pie for
Yeah.
you. For you. It looks good.
Again, if you're not racing, more just a design piece, you can get some more blue.
Yeah.
Doesn't serve too much of a function.
I've seen these on some bikes on both sides on the,
Left side too.
yeah.
Again, I don't know, just cosmetic, I
Cosmetic.
think, more than anything.
Yeah.
So next and finally for today, we're going to put on a blue Rizoma master cylinder reservoir. You can see it's made out of nice, feels like aluminum. Has a glass window.
Yeah.
Easy to check your brake fluid level. Pretty much just cosmetic. It comes with the Reservoir, and then you get different adapters for different size hoses, straight down angle. I believe this is the one that we're going to use, and then a mount kit. So we just got to mock it up, make sure that it's going to fit, and then it's going to clear the fairing as we turn the handlebars. So first we got to get the brake fluid out of this Reservoir, and as long as no one touches the brake lever after we drain the brake fluid, we're fine. We don't have to bleed the brakes. But if someone were to come up and hit the lever, it would suck air, and then we'd have to bleed out our brakes. We have a nice handy vacuum bleed tool, which I don't usually use to bleed brakes that often, but I use it to catch the brake fluid, and it's great for sucking brake fluid out of the reservoir.
Look at that. Wow.
Yep. So once we get all that out, we can then...
How would you have done that without that tool, man?
We used to use a turkey baster. So and pump it out with that. Yeah. Or you'd have to loosen up the master cylinder, take it off and dump it, and then put it back on. Yeah, that tool makes life way easier.
Yeah.
As long as we have the correct adapter, we're going to reuse this hose. I'm hoping we do.
Okay.
They used to not come with the correct adapter. And then we tried using a different hose one time. I believe it was on your HP4.
Yes.
And remember, the brake fluid turned all black, and it started eating the hose, so it must not have been brake fluid resistant.
Yep.
So you want to watch if you do change this hose. I believe Manny at Moto Millions sells a clear piece of Tygon that is acceptable to use.
Okay.
So we got a setup that might work. What you got to do then is try to just snug these tiny Allen screws up, but don't get them too tight. And then we're going to put the mounting bolt in. Snug this other one up. Now let's see if we can turn. I don't know if we're going to be able to or not. Looks like we're good.
Yep.
Cool. We can rock and roll with that. So then what we'll do is add some brake fluid here. We'll just take it all apart. I put blue Loctite on the little screws for the Rizoma bracket because this is a high vibration area. It's one of those things that's super tedious to do the first time, but you never have to do it again.
Right.
So you want to make sure you get everything set here. Torque spec on the factory mount bolts is 8 Newton meters. I'll go over that with the torque wrench in a minute. My little wrenches. Actually, dead batteries, but we can use this guy.
Okay.
Perfect. Top off our fluid. We'll bleed off just at the top point.
Okay.
Clean everything up. Looks like it's still kind of nice out. Maybe go for a ride.
That'll be awesome.
They don't have to be super tight, but you definitely want them to be snug.
Okay.
It will leak fluid otherwise.
Yeah.
That's good. Just put some water on it. Anywhere that brake fluid could have touched. And then blow that off with compressed air. Got our Rizoma master cylinder on. Final test. Clears the windscreen. And you also want to double check, pump the lever a couple times, make sure your brakes feel good and that it's not leaking, no drips or anything. Make sure this whole area is clean. That way when you take it for a ride, you'll know if it's leaking anything or not. And if it is, just address the issue.
Yep.
It doesn't always work great the first time. Hopefully most everything we have here will, though.
Yeah.
We're about to find out. Take it for its maiden voyage. It looks pretty good out here.
It does look good in the light, man. So Zach, you're back from your ride.
Yep. Just got done checking over everything. Don't see any oil leaks, no coolant leaks. I mean, we touched every system on the bike, so we just want to double check that when you get back from the ride. I just had it running, looking for stuff. Didn't see anything. I got about 20 miles on it, so
okay,
that's a good amount. A fair amount of miles to check for that kind of stuff. We got the quick shifter working again. Shifts awesome. The rear sets are sweet. The shifter's in a great spot. It almost feels like it shifted better than it did before even.
Nice.
Seems like, I'd say we probably definitely gained some power in the top of the RPM range.
Nice.
Didn't lose anything, no burbles or misses mid-range, but once you get 9,000, 10,000 RPM, stuff happened real fast. Front wheel got a little bit light. Launched out, and then there was a big semi in the way or something.
Okay.
Got a couple of pulls on her.
Awesome.
And it seems good.
All right, Zach.
Yeah, we'll just have to put some fairings back on and
take it to the dyno. The dyno's tomorrow.
Dyno's tomorrow. I think we're going to leave the fairings off for that.
Okay.
And that'll be it.
All right, Zach. Thank you as always, man.
Yeah, hey, thanks for watching. And hope you enjoyed it.
All right, so you heard it from Zach himself. The bike's running great, stronger on the top end than it was before. So tomorrow, we're taking this bike to Northern Ohio Ducati to put it on the dyno to see exactly how much power it produces with the Brand Tuning racing cams installed. So go ahead and hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. You can still support the New Bike Build Series. Information on how to do that is in the description. We'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks so much for viewing. We'll catch you next time with the New Bike Build Series.